What is up everyone, this is 𝑔𝑗𝑚𝑪 here from Serene Art. So in today's video we are going to learn basically how to design this simple advertisement flyer in Pixellab. So if you don't have Pixellab application on your phone already, kindly go ahead and tap on a link in the description so that you go ahead and download it to follow me in this tutorial. Okay, so this tutorial I'll take my time to explain everything step by step so that you get every concept that I've applied in this video. Okay, so when you open your Pixellab application, this is what you are going to see as the interface. All right, the default interface of Pixellab. This is how it is already. And having done this, the next thing that I have to do is to probably change the background color. Okay, so preferably I'll use black as the background color. So I'll just select black from the colors available. All right, so once I've done that, I'll just go ahead and delete the text over there, and the next thing that you see me doing is probably import the resource that we are going to use. Okay, so I'll leave all these resources in the description so that you can also download them and use. Okay, so I'll choose from gallery and go ahead to pick the first resource that I'm going to use. Okay, so quickly let me just scroll through and pick it up right away. So this is it, and I'm going to make it squared, and I think yeah, this is okay. So I'll just tap on a check mark right here and increase the size of this resource or this shape to fit perfectly onto the work. So I'll pull it up to 100. Okay, and you can equally choose to reduce the opacity of it right now or just leave it like that. Okay, because we will surely be playing with the opacity of it along the line when we are bringing in other elements. Okay, so that we get a nice popping up design. All right, so right after this one, the next thing that we have to do is to bring in a shape. Okay, that shape that we are bringing in, we will surely cut the shape. Okay, we'll use another shape to cut through the shape so that we get a nice shape to represent exactly what we want. So let's go ahead and change the shape to the size of it to fit onto the working area. Okay, let it be large. Okay, most of the time it depends on your preference, but what I will use over here, I want it to be full. Okay, and I'll change the color to black. All right, when I change the color to black, I'll change the next one. Okay, I'll surely make a duplicate of it, and when I make a duplicate, I'll change the color of the duplicate to white. And you know why I'm doing that, right? Because I'm going to cut through. Okay, now I just rotated the text. Okay, the shape that we've entered, sorry, so I just rotated it manually. You can also rotate it using this rotation angles over here. Okay, now once you are cool with the rotation, just bring it to the other side of the work, just like what I'm doing right now over here. Okay, bring it over here. Once you bring it over here, make sure you position it to fit perfectly at the middle of the work. So I'm going to use the relative position tool and the bottom one for that matter to position it like this. So what I have to do now is to make a duplicate of it. So I'll just make a copy like this, change the color to white as I said earlier. So I'll change the color to white. Okay, so I'm picking white. So once I've picked white, I'll just have to reduce the size of this particular shape a little bit. Okay, I literally need to reduce the size so that it will be able to cut through the black one nicely. So I'm just going to put it on it like this, and once I put it on it, I have to make sure that it's kind of in the middle. So I'm going to use the relative position tool again. All right, so I'm using the down one, the middle one, and the down. I'm using that one and tap on the check mark right after that. So once you're okay with that, go back to the layers icon and make sure you select the two layers at the top. Okay, the two layers at the top, just select them and merge them together. So you tap on OK right after here, and you go back to erase color. Okay, erase color is located down here, so tap on it and just enable it, and the white part will be gone automatically. So you tap on a check mark right after that and come back to color. Now if you see there are some white elements around it. Okay, we don't want that, so we want to add a color to it. You can add a color to be black or white, but along the line you see me changing the black to white because I want white so that our work will have one kind of color that is going to work through. Okay, I don't want so many colors to be in the design, so probably I'll just change it to white. Okay, so let me do that quickly and change it to white. All right, okay, cool. I think it's okay now. So after this one I have to make a duplicate of it, so I'm going to make a copy. Sorry, yeah, that's okay. So I made a 3 copies, so I'm going to delete one quickly because I need only 2 for this design. So you can see how they are appearing over here. That is pretty much okay, right? Yeah, but that's not all. We are going to still play around with it. Okay, you just have to play around with it so that we get a nice design. All right, I hope you are following this video. So you select it and merge the two as well. Once you merge them, you are going to position them close to this angle. All right, and that's not all. You have to also push them beneath, okay, your other shape. Now, having pushed them beneath, we can now come back and select the top layer, all right, and reduce the opacity. All right, this is the time we are going to play with the opacity of the first resource we put in. So once you reduce the opacity, and again, this depends on your preference. Okay, this depends on your preference, how you want it to be. That's how you are going to do it. Okay, so after this one we also need to bring in other resources that we need for this particular design. Okay, so like I said, everything is going to be in the video description, so you can just go ahead and download them over there. So I'm picking an image from my gallery again, and there's a website that you can get this kind of image from. They are of high quality, and I'm going to show you that website probably in just a second video. That's going to be some short video. I'll post it over here. So I'm doing a design about this Apple Watch. Okay, I'm doing a design about this Apple Watch, so I'm just going to bring this watch in here like this and position it to a place perfectly. Then I go ahead and bring in other things that I have to add. Okay, so what I'll do right after here is to probably add a shape. Okay, so I'm going to select the shape, increase the size of it, stretch it to fit perfectly onto the working area. Okay, now once you've done it, you are going to select gradient. Okay, we are going to use gradient, so you tap on the plus icon over here and you are going to say this by default. You leave the black side like that, go to the other side, this particular one, and tap on the color dropper or color picker tool over there. Then you reduce the opacity all the way down to transparency. Okay, meaning there will be no color showing up at that end, and this is how it's going to look like. So after this you just tap on OK and you are good to go. So once you tap on OK, this is what you are going to see. All right, so you tap on a check mark once you're okay, then you go to texture. Okay, you're going to apply a texture to this, and that particular texture I've made it from Pixellab. It's just a mixture of some pictures I put together in Pixellab. I will literally show you that maybe in another video. So let me quickly pick up my texture. All right, it's just a blending of some things, so quickly let me pick it up right here. So I'm adding it as a texture. Take note, I'm adding it as a texture, and I'm increasing the scale up so that it will appear perfectly. So the scale up all the way to 205%. All right, and this is how it's going to appear. Now you can also reduce the opacity of this if you want. Okay, you reduce the opacity of it just to fit perfectly to exactly what you want. This is very simple, right? So let's do that quickly. Now you can lock it there. All right, you can just lock it there so that you don't get yourself distracted or along the line. So let's proceed quickly. Now the next thing that we want to do is to enter text. Okay, so we want to make hot sale so So the first test that we are going to enter is hot, and we're going to make it capitalized, and I'm going to use one particular font for it. Probably I'll just leave the link in the description so that I go ahead and download it. Okay, so this particular font, that's what I'm going to use. So having selected it, I'll just tap OK and increase the size of the text over here. Okay, increase the size of it. If it is way too big, I'll just have to reduce the size a little bit. Okay, so once I'm cool with the size, I'll just tap on the check mark and that's it. So maybe I'll just come to the style of the text and change it to italic. Okay, like this. So you can see that part of the T is not showing, so I'll go to padding. All right, padding right here, increase the right padding a little bit, and the T will be showing fully just like this one. Okay, so I have my hot test entered over there. Now the next thing I want to do is to make a duplicate of this particular hot, all right, hot test, and I'll add no color to it. So I'll select color, tap on a plus sign. Okay, once you tap on the plus sign, you move the transparency or the slider to transparency, okay, so that it will be like this, blank. So after that, you go to stroke, because you're going to add a stroke, and the stroke width should be 1, okay, 1, and select white as the stroke color. Okay, so after this, you can increase the size of the particular text a little bit and put it on the main text just like this. And again, over here it depends on your preference. All right, everything here depends on your preference. The way you prefer it, you adjust it to fit exactly what you want. All right, so I think this is kind of okay for me. All right, okay, so let me just do that quickly and leave here. So I'm okay with that one, and the next thing that I have to do is to make a duplicate of the text hot and enter the text sale, because hot sale. So we just entered hot, the next text should be sale, so I'm going to do that quickly. Hot sale. All right, tap on done, capitalize it, tap on OK, and this is what you are going to have. Now if the size of this one too is a bit bigger, you can equally reduce the size of it as well. It all depends on how you want it to be. Okay, it all depends on how you want it to be. So let's do that quickly. Okay, so once we are doing this, it should be in your mind that the next thing that we are going to do is to add the same kind of effect we added to the first one as well. So we are going to make a copy of it, select color and pick the first one we used, which is the empty. Go to stroke. All right, we are going to add a stroke to it as well, and the stroke color is going to be white and the stroke width going to be 1. All right, so we got it like this, and over here again, so you do it so you are okay with it. Okay, you just position it when you're okay, you are okay. All right, so probably the next test that we have to enter is to enter shop now. Okay, because we are selling the product, so people have to shop it. Okay, maybe at a website or whichever gateway that they are going to use. Okay, so we capitalize it and we are going to use the same font. Okay, I don't want to use so many fonts in this particular design. Okay, I want everything to be kind of okay, kind of unique, so probably I may use just like 2 fonts over here, one default font in Pixellab. Okay, so what I have to do over here is probably reduce the size of the text a little bit. After reducing the size of it, I'll just have to go ahead and add the background color to this text, and in this background color I'll use red. Okay, I'll use red for this one. Now once I enable red, I'll just have to increase both the left and the right padding of the text so that the background will extend a little bit. Okay, once I have done that, I'll just increase the radius of the background color to, let's say, 13, and I'll leave it there like that. Okay, so I'll tap on the check mark once I'm done with that. Okay, so let me check if it is okay. No, I think we have to make sure that we increase the down padding a little bit. Okay, so let's go back to the background, increase the bottom padding. All right, Yeah, I think this is okay now. So the next test that we have to enter should be something like the website that they are going to do the shopping. Okay, so let's just enter something like, let's say www.website.com. Assuming that is just the website here, it's just something imaginary. This is not a product designed for anyone, it's just for educational purposes. So that's just imaginary website that we are entering over there. So let's do that quickly. And this is going to be the default font in Pixellab I'll use, and that is the second font I'm using in this tutorial. So I'm using two fonts basically in this tutorial. So just reduce the size of the text a little bit, put it right under the shop now button. Now why did I make the shop now button red? You can see that it is popping on the screen. Now if you want people to buy a product, they probably have to know exactly what to do. So here you are directing them to where exactly you want them to go, the website. So when they locate a shop now, they're going to see the website right there. Okay, so that's just the reason behind that one. All right, so right now I have entered literally everything. Okay, literally everything. And on the thumbnail you could see that the color of one flyer was, the hot was in gradient. So that's what I want to do right now. Okay, so I'll just change the gradient to this. Okay, and I'll do the same thing for the seal as well. Okay, so this is how I set the gradient. I selected orange over here and I selected this lime green over here. Then you tap on the OK sign and you are going to have this. Okay, so I'll just select the next test as well, which is the seal. So I'll just locate it quickly and change the color, preferably the gradient. Okay, the same gradient. Now this is it. After this you can just go ahead and save your work. It is pretty much easy. All right, pretty much easy. Save your work. All right, so when you want to save, just select ultra as we always do for the sake of high quality of your work. Save it. Now if you want to add something like kind of mock-up or add a realistic shadow to it, you can just go ahead and do that. So quickly I'll delete everything. Okay, and do that quickly. I don't want this video to keep long, so let me just do that quickly and we good to go. So I'll just change the background color to, let's say, white. Okay, I want to use white for the background color, so I'll choose that quickly. So let me pick white over there. Once I'm done with that, I'll have to import the shape that I want to use, probably the design that I want to use for the background. Okay, I did that one too in Pixellab. Okay, maybe if you want the tutorial on those kind of stuff, just let me know in the comments and I'll do that quickly. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use. I did this one in Pixellab, so I'm increasing it to 100 to fit perfectly, and after that I'll just have to reduce the opacity of it. And again, over here it depends on what you are working with and your preference as well. Okay, so let me log this. After locking it, I'll just bring in the design we just made. Okay, this particular one, and I'll put it over here like this. Okay, it is pretty much cool. All right, everything is pretty much cool. So what you have to do now is to import this shape. Okay, and we are going to reduce the opacity of the shape to 0 and increase the stroke of the shape. All right, then we move down to blur radius, increase it all the way to 25. And once we are done with that, we tap on a check mark. Okay, we just have to face it perfectly. Then we tap on a check mark and position it at the back of the main design. Then we go ahead and reduce the opacity of it a little bit. Okay, because we want something realistic, not something just anyhow. We want the thing to be realistic. Okay, so we just have to play around it till we get it perfectly. Okay, so you can also go ahead and play with the opacity of the first background. Okay, just as to what you want it to be. Okay, so I think this is kind of okay. Right, this is kind of okay, so I'll just do that. All right, so basically this is how to design one simple advertisement flyer in Pixellab. Okay, so if you really enjoy watching this particular tutorial, don't forget to give this video a like and also leave a comment down there. All right, and if you've not subscribed to this channel yet, please don't forget to do that because you watching a video up to this point really means a lot to me. That means you are really a fan of this channel. So thank you so much once again, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bless up.